Male 07 is the commander of the Skibidi toilets and also the Clock Titan, is now trapped by the enemies. The Skibidi Multiverse series keeps getting better and more interesting as the series progresses. Now, there are new threats introduced into the story, and in this video, I would be telling you all the secrets and hidden details in this episode. And believe me when I say they are really crazy. And before we go into all of that, do well to like and subscribe. But in any case, let's begin. Firstly, it is obvious that this time stop wasn't done by the Clock Titan, since he came later on in the video. And the person who actually did it was this cameraman. And this was with the help of a time grenade we can see in this frame. And we first saw this in episode 10. And I think this was used in place of the toilet grenades from the original series. Speaking of that, this jetpack being used is also the one from the original series as well. Honestly, we would see a lot of references to the original series as the episode progresses. The next detail to point out here is that this Skibidi toilet was the same one from episode 17. And this is the Undead Skibidi from the original series, only much more upgraded and powerful. As we later on saw that he has an energy shield, he was even able to dodge the attack of the camera. And if the TV Titan wasn't quick enough to absorb it, he could have been hurt. Also, the camera Titan losing his blasters here was a reference to the original series, as there we saw that after the camera Titan killed the undead Skibidi, he lost his blasters as well. But this time, it got fixed by the Clock Titan. The next one is quite obvious, as this is definitely the same Astro toilet from episode 72. But this time, he also has the ability of the Astro detainer as well. Another thing I want to point out here is that the Clock Titan wasn't trying to stop time for the Astro toilet, but rather he was slowing down the time around him. And we can notice this with the fact that the Clock Titan was still looking around, despite using his powers. And also, this guy ran away at this time because he thought the TV Titan was trying to launch a secret attack on him. Now moving on to the fun part. Did you know that this scientist was the one person we saw in the board of the Elite Agent in an extra episode? And what I have to say about this one is that since the Elite squads knew him from the past and are doing their investigation and thing, I think it's worth mentioning is that since we see the C-Pen robot here as well, it is possible that they know each other as well. Why? Well, since this guy knows a lot about the G-Man apocalypse and wants to stop it by all means, this scientist, on the other hand, takes it as a top priority for the project to be completed, which means it is possible that C-Pen knows how horrible it would be if the project becomes a success since he had worked with him. But this is just a random theory, and there is a chance that this is not the case, and I believe you can also tell your thoughts about how these two are related or if they even have any at all. It is worth mentioning that Leonardo, or rather Leo, has the design of the character from Devil May Cry. There are also some fascinating things about these guys I would like to point out as the video progresses. We see that as the scientist releases the rest of the new guys, they all had their colors of smoke to match their styles. Here we can notice that Billy has the number 010 on his mask, and there are also other markings on the others, like this guy who has the write-up 06.
Actually long enough. The war is not going good and we're almost doomed. Yeah, I know. I'll share the details on the way.
Another interesting fact is that these guys aren't just new to the show, as from what this scientist said, it is clear that they once participated in the battle, but they got defeated or something, and had to go for revival and some upgrades as well. And this would make sense as I explain further. Here we can also see this female also has a number 08 on her mask as well. And other than the next, which is male 07, I couldn't seem to find the number of Leonardo. But if you know what it is, then let us know in the comments. Also, about the numbers, you might be asking, what of 01 or 02? And it's quite simple because from what this scientist told the Skibidi scientist, they are still some of them that are not fully prepared and we only got to see the finished ones.
Yeah, most of them are not ready. Some of them are about to wake up. I could show you. The rest of them will probably wake up, less than 10 hours or so.
They talked about killing the Clock Titan, but that's not the case since he's just way too powerful. And their only way of winning is by locking him in place, which they actually succeed by the way, until the G-Man Apocalypse project is successful. But it is quite strange that already these guys know how the Clock Titan's powers work, as they got the exact strategy to execute their plan. Anyways, listen to this.
Clocks don't make sense. They're so broken.
Oh, really? How smart of you.
I mean, what kind of an AI can possibly stop time?
Well, in the first place, I didn't even think humanity could reach to such a power so that then they could give this power to an AI. No, they weren't made by us. Not only clocks, but also drills and pencils.
Forget about Billy's temper issues. The important thing to note here is that they said the clocks, drills, and pencils weren't made by them. And we know that this race later came into the series to aid the Alliance, so it seems that the cameras and speakers were the ones that they have been battling in the war in the past. Or rather humans, since he said he couldn't believe that the humans could give that much power to an AI, which still brings out another mystery. But in any case, I'll leave that for another video. Obviously, this is Male 07 in this multiverse, as here we can see his reference as the first Skibidi toilet. Also on the wall, we see the Write Up the Commander and, oh boy, I can't even imagine what the agents would go through if their opponents are Male 07 level threats. But you are welcome to tell me you thought in the comments. Check out this video to see me rank the strongest titans in the Skibidi Multiverse. Unique Clockman out.